Welcome to the end, friend.
What is up guys, Kris05 with another video here. If you want more Hearthstone tips, important information and cool stuff related to Hearthstone, then stick around and subscribe to my channel. In this video, I will give you a list of the best epic cards that I think will be worth crafting even after the new expansion comes. Keep in mind that it would still be best if you don't craft anything at all right now, if you don't have that much dust, since you will need all of the dust you can get for the new expansion. In that regard, you can check my last video on how you can get up to 1800 free dust with the Hall of Fame. In about a month, the meta will shift and the decks and cards you craft now might not be as useful as you thought. Also, I want to warn you guys, that crafting epic cards just to have them is not the best idea in Hearthstone. It would be better to craft complete decks instead of single cards you think are cool. All of that being said, my advice to you is not to craft anything yet and wait for the meta to settle so you have a better idea of what will be played and what would you want to play. The list will contain 10 neutral epic cards and the epics for each class that I think are the best right now. I will not include epics from the wild sets and the sets that will rotate out in April, from the expansions Whispers of the Old Gods, Mean Streets of Gadgetzan, and the adventure One Night in Karazhan, just like I did in my best legendary cards video. If you haven't checked that video already, you can go ahead and do that. I will also do an honorable mention of the best epic cards that are rotating out in April as well. Let's start off with the best neutral epics, which will not be ranked in any particular order. Let's begin.
The end is coming!
Doomsayer is a card that has seen a lot of play throughout the years. Right now he isn't played that much, but having the ability to stall your opponent for one turn, not letting him play any minion on the board, or forcing him to trade and use his spells on it is pretty strong. Currently, I mostly use him, but he can be used pretty much by any class to stall the board while you gather your combo or just to clear the board and take the initiative. Even after this guy got nerfed, he is still an insanely good card. Although he doesn't have the health buff anymore, having +2 attack for all of your Murlocs on the board gives you great tempo. At the moment, he is only seeing play in Murloc Valley, but since most Murlocs are neutral cards, he can be used by any class. Shaman might use him successfully as well in the near future, since he already has so much class Murloc cards. That being said, if you enjoy playing the Murloc faction as a whole, then this is your go-to guy, Murloc.
Trust the pirate's code.
Like War Leader, South Sea Captain is the centerpiece of every pirate deck, especially after the patch's nerf. Now mostly rogues use him, and druids, paladins, warriors and even priests used him, not so long ago. In the new expansion, there should be new parrot cards, so having South Sea Captain will not be a bad investment. Gentle Megasaur is like a Murloc War Leader, but for 4 mana and with great stats and an insane battle cry. If you have 2 or 3 Murlocs on the board, this guy could be an absolute game changer. There is rarely a scenario where he gives you a useless adapt, so if you plan on playing Murlocs, he is your go-to, Megasaur. Bittertide Hydra is a great card to play on curve. It has found place in many hunter, druid and warrior decks, and it provides a great tempo swing. Some aggro paladins and Zulaks prefer it as well. Right now the meta for it is not very favorable. A lot of people play dude and Murloc valleys, so if you can't protect it from killing you with its effect, then it's best not to play it. Also, if you're playing against a warlock, think about possible defile scenarios in which you might end up dead.
Suffer!
I'd advise you to proceed with caution with this one. This guy has been lurking in the shadows for quite a bit, but now he really started to shine with the introduction of Carnivorous Cube. This is a really versatile card, which Yukes opt for it as well, and having such a unique effect, I'm sure it can find its place in the next meta too. And here's maybe the most hated card from the newest expansion, Kobolds and Catacombs. The reason why people hate it so much is because it is so OP and not fun to play against. It was an absolute game changer when Q-Block started using it on their Doom Guards for insane ODK combos, and Hunters gave it a shot too. It is a pretty good card with a unique effect, and that's why I think it should be included in this list.
Me hungry, you yummy!
Did you hear that? I think a J Druid just fainted. Skokengeist is a great deck card that has been included in many decks. Its main goal was to deny Jade Druids from their infinite Jades, but now it is quite effective versus Warlock as well, denying them their Dark Pact, and crippling combo Priests, denying them their combo pieces. It would be best to wait before crafting this one though, so you can see if there will be any OP 1-drops in the new expansion.
Pinch of Death Cup, Heel of Shoe.
Spiteful Summoner is another controversial card that shook up the meta upon its release. Priests and Druids picked it up quite fast and built whole decks around it. Some other classes tried it out, but with not much success. It's a really interesting card that can win you the game by itself. Being a foundation card for those kinds of decks, you can go ahead and craft it if you enjoy the archetype. It will probably still be as strong in the new meta as it is right now, but only time will tell. Let's finish up the neutral epic cards with Primordial Drake. Primordial Drake is an overall great card, with decent stats and great battle cry. When Journey to Un'Goro came out, this was one of the best epics at the time, and was used a lot, but now its play rate has dropped a bit. It's not really a core card in any deck, but it finds its place in a lot of control decks. Let's move down to the best epic cards for each class, starting off with Druid.
For the wilds.
The best epic cards for Druid in my opinion are Branching Paths, Living Mana, and Ultimate Infestation. Branching Paths is a versatile card that can be tailored into exactly what you need this turn. It can be used in aggro and in control decks, and I really think it will find place in most Druid decks in the future. Living Mana is another great card for Druid, but this one is only used in aggro decks. Playing it can cost you the game sometimes, but 9 times out of 10 you would benefit greatly from playing it. Ultimate Infestation is arguably the most insane epic card there is. Many people did the math and have all come to the conclusion that this card's combined effects should cost something around the lines of 15 or 20 mana. It is used only by mid-range and control-oriented druids, and I am confident this will be a must-craft card for those types of decks in the future too.
I hunt alone.
Like I said in my best legendary cards video, Hunter doesn't really have a must-craft legendary card. Surprisingly, he doesn't even have an epic class card that is worth crafting too. Let's hope Blizzard does something about that in the next expansion.
I'm ready.
For Mage, the best class epic would be Glyph. Glyph is an overall great card that can get you out from a lot of sticky situations, giving you the option to discover a spell you normally don't run in your deck, and even reducing its cost by 2 can really give you the upper hand versus your opponent. Getting a Blizzard on turn 4, a Flame Strike on 5, or a Pyroblast on 8 are just some of the examples of how you can surprise your opponent and take the game by storm.
For justice!
With Paladin, there will be no surprises. Of course, his best epic is Call to Arms. Call to Arms provides one of the biggest tempo swings for Pally. With it, you have so much great outcomes and ways to even make them better. Playing Sword of Justice or Steward of Darkshire, for example, just before you drop your Call to Arms on turn 4 is one of the most devastating plays you can pull off in the game on such an early turn. Don't be surprised if your opponent just concedes after that.
By the light!
Priests, unlike Hunter, have a ton of great epic cards. Some of them are Obsidian Statue, Curious Glimmerroot, Twilight Acolyte, and Cabal Shadow Priest, but the best epic cards for Priest are Shadow Visions and Psychic Scream. Shadow Visions provides a great way to find the exact spell you are looking for in your deck, and it helps you play it up to 4 times in a single game, as if Priest didn't have enough board clears. It is also a great way to pull off your OTK combo, sometimes as soon as turn 4. Psychic Scream is the other top epic card Priests can annihilate their opponents with. It can make an aggro druid cry, shuffling all of his mana crystals back into his deck, and that is just one example of how OP this card can be.
Here we go.
For Rogue, I will have to go with Vile Spineslayer. Vile Spineslayer is an insanely effective single target removal that can be used several times. You can Shadow Step it, return it to your hand with a minion, vanish it, and even if you don't do that, you would still have removed your opponent's threat and have a stable 3/4 on the board. Preparation deserves a mention here as well.
Elements guide me.
Shaman actually started to see some play again recently. Although sitting at tier 3, Evolve Shaman is becoming a thing again, and one reason for that is Unstable Evolution. Unstable Evolution is an amazing way to tailor your tokens on the board to your taste. It is a really fun card to play, but whatever you do, do not evolve a 1-drop with your last 1 mana. Legend says that it would always evolve into a Doomsayer.
I knew it! Suffer!
Warlock is sitting comfortably in the top tier right now. A big reason for that is the massive epic cards it has. Voidlord and Twisting Nether are the must-have epics for this class. Twisting Nether is a great board clear that can be played so that you don't actually clear your board. Playing it while you have a Voidlord or a Pregnant Cube will leave you with quite a decent board, so running one Nether in your control or cube lock really makes sense. Voidlord is maybe the best class minion that was released with Kobolds and Catacombs, and it is pretty easy to see why. It is an absolute nightmare for most aggro decks, especially if you drop it on turn 4 with the help of a Lackey, Coin and Dark Pact. It can be lackied, cubed, copied, manipulated and revived by Gul'dan and N'Zoth. It's the perfect gift that just keeps on giving.
Ruktar Ogre!
Warrior has a lot of good epic cards, but I will only mention them here since the class is pretty dead right now. Cards like Shield Slam, Dead Man's Hand, Reckless Flurry and Brawl are all great, and let's hope Blizzard finds a way to revive this class in the new expansion. So that was it for the list, guys. Here are some of the best epics that will rotate out in April. The cards are Dirty Rat, Rat Pack, Dragonfire Potion, Sleep with the Fishes, Call of the Wild, Cobblestone and Vilefin Inquisitor. I'm sure you'll miss a lot of them and will be relieved that you won't see some of them anymore.
I ain't talking!
Hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and if you did, please leave a like and maybe subscribe to my channel. You can check my other videos as well, I'm sure you'll find something useful there. I'm Kris05 and I'll see you in my next video.